Hello, hello. My name is China Bates, and I am your Leader in Me coach and facilitator for today. Welcome to Launching Leadership for Lighthouse Coordinators, Asynchronous Flip Workshop. As you as you begin your Learn Shop today, I want you to find one thing that would make today a win for you. Is it completing the Learn Shop in a certain time or with a certain teammate? Whatever it is, hold on to that one thing as you continue your learning. During our time today, you will need access to Leader and Me Online. If you have not set up your account yet, you're going to go to leaderandmeonline.com, set up your account using your school's unique registration code. This code can be found in an email from your coach and or in your participant guide. Let's start with the definition of Leader and Me. Take a moment to read this slide. Leader in Me is an evidence-based, comprehensive improvement model. It is a process developed in partnership with educators. We empower individuals with the leadership skills they need to be life ready. Here's our session end in mind. We are building leadership knowledge and capacity. You're going to continue to learn best practices of Leader in Me coordinators. Here's our session agenda. There are 4 asynchronous modules. You will also have a module that is located on your participant guide. On this participant guide, feel free to share and ask any questions, and your Leader in Me coach will be sure to provide answers during your follow-up. I hope you enjoy your learning today. This is the Leader in Me framework. We're going to ground ourselves in the Leader in Me framework. Remember that the Leader in Me framework is divided and created by the See, Do, Get cycle. You've learned the See, Do, Get cycle in your 7 Habits training or in your Launch Leader in Me. What you see determines what you do, and what you do determines what you get. The most important part are your paradigms. As Lighthouse coordinators, you want to believe, adopt, and model these 5 core paradigms of Leader in Me. When we look at our highly effective practices, today, this is all about principal and coordinator development. As Lighthouse coordinators, you're going to learn how do you leverage leadership in Lighthouse teams and action teams. You're also going to create individual goals for yourself. How can you become a more effective Lighthouse coordinator? And remember, as we implement Leader in Me, these are the results that we will get. These are the results that we're after. If everyone could be a leader, we will ensure that all adults in our school community have access to leadership learning and opportunities to practice. As a Lighthouse coordinator, this is your opportunity to build your leadership capacity and your knowledge of what a Lighthouse coordinator is. Leadership is communicating people's worth and potential so clearly that they are inspired to see it in themselves. This is the definition of leadership as written by Dr. Stephen Covey. Sometimes we just need someone to help us see it. Who saw something in you? Who tapped you on the shoulder and called you for this leadership opportunity? Do you recognize this place? This is a photograph of Death Valley, California. It's considered the hottest place on earth. Death Valley holds the record for the world's highest temperature at 134 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not only hot, but it's dry. Very, very dry. In a typical year, it will only receive about 0.25 to zero point 0.5 inches of rain. The average rainfall in Death Valley is about 1 inch per year. There was actually a 40-month period where only a half of inch of rain fell. So because it's dry here, nothing really grows. That's why they call it Death Valley. It's hot, dry, and nothing grows. But in the winter of 2005, for some unexplained reason, 6 inches of rain fell over a short period of time. And a short time later, here's what Death Valley actually looked like. Wildflowers popped up, carpeting the entire valley. And you know what it turns out? Death Valley wasn't dead at all. Death Valley is just dormant. As the late, great Sir Kenneth Robinson said, maybe we shouldn't call it Death Valley, but instead, Dormant Valley. It's not quite as catchy, but it's a little more accurate. Now, if you think about this story, people are a lot like those wildflowers. The potential is there, it's inside the person. It may be dormant at times, it may not even be seen at times, but there is greatness inside of all people. A seed needs the right conditions to grow, but the power of life is inside the seed. People need the right conditions to grow, but the power and the light is in each person. Our job as leaders in education is to be like gardeners. Your job as a lighthouse coordinator is to be a gardener in your school. You're trying to create the conditions for people to grow and to flourish, to unleash the potential, the greatness, the talent that's inside of everyone. Lighthouse coordinators, you help the school live the 7 habits by building systems, guiding the lighthouse team, and making student leadership visible. You are not the only person responsible for Leader Me implementation. You are not the sole planner of events and ensuring that everyone follows the rules and expectation that your team sets. You are not the only person using the habits, using that 7 habits and Leader Me language, but you are a connector between the vision that your team creates and casts and the practice and application of it. You are a coach for student leaders, a coach for adult leaders. You are a builder of simple systems. You tell stories and celebrate the wins of you and your staff and of your students. And you partner with your principal and your Leader in Me coach to ensure that you're doing the things set out that you and your team have decided to do on this Leader in Me journey. Lighthouse coordinators, you create the conditions that lets leadership grow and flourish. Lighthouse coordinators, you are trust and inspire leaders. Trust and inspire is different. It's a different paradigm. Remember, paradigms are your mental maps, the way you view the world. They are your belief systems. When we think about trust and inspire, it's a paradigm of unleashing potential, not trying to contain it, to control it. It's to understand how it's different. When we think about trust and inspire, the opposite is to command and control. Trust and inspire is a style of leading that sees, communicates, develops, and unleashes the inherent greatness inside of all people. In command and control, In command and control, we manage people and things. In trust and inspire, we manage things, but we lead people. We may have become so good at managing things that we start to manage people as if they were things. Trust and inspire leaders manage things and they lead people. In command and control, the focus is efficiency, it's transactional. In trust and inspire, the focus is effectiveness. Efficiency works well with things, but you want people to be effective with people. Efficient with things, effective with people. In command and control, you get association. In trust and inspire, you feel a sense of real belonging and inclusion. Trust and inspire is different in its kind. Command and control is a mechanistic view, as if a leader is a machinist tinkering around. Trust and inspire is organic. Leaders are like gardeners. They create conditions for people to grow. Command and control leaders operate with a fixed mindset towards others. They try to contain the people they lead, and in some cases, even control them. Trust and inspire leaders, they have a growth mindset. They want to unleash everybody's talent and potential. They look to close the gap between what we're doing and what we are capable of doing. Command and control focuses on motivation. That's external. It's extrinsic. It's outside of us. It's carrot and stick. There's nothing inherently wrong with motivation. It's just limited. Inspiration is different. It's intrinsic. It's inside of people. You light the fire from within. These leaders ask themselves, how can I better inspire those I lead? When you think about command and control versus trust and inspire, what differences stick out to you? Which ones are important for you as a leader and why? In the typical authoritative command and control, leaders think and operate with, what can I do to you? And the next step up is an awareness, is an enlightened command and control, which is better. These leaders think and operate with, what can I do for you? Trust and inspire leaders, they operate on the premise of inspiration and partnership. What can I do with you? What can we do together that gives you a new skill? I want to work with you. What do you think about this picture? Is this command and control or trust and inspire? What about this picture? Is this command and control or trust and inspire? Who's the leader in this classroom? What would you guess the dominant leadership style in this school where this photo was taken? We might think we've changed and made progress, but most leaders are still operating from the command and control paradigm. What are the things we do with the best of intentions that may be limiting, that may be command and control? And is there a better way? How can we get to trust and inspire? Stephen M. R. Covey learned about trust and inspire from his dad, Dr. Stephen R. Covey. Before he was a great author and teacher, Dr. Covey was a trust and inspire dad to his children. In The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Dr. Covey writes about how he taught his son Stephen to take care of the yard. This story is called Green and Clean. It's an oldie but goodie. In a moment, I'm going to show you the video of Dr. Covey telling this story. You'll see Dr. Covey extend trust to Stephen. He's going to trust and inspire him. And it doesn't work at first. He's tempted to go back into command and control and do what he knows. But he doesn't. He stays with it until his son ultimately responds. Dr. Covey was a trust and inspire parent who also was a trust and inspire leader. So have fun seeing trust and inspire in action as you watch, make notes about effectiveness and about trust and inspire leadership. Notate what speaks to you.
My little son agreed in a family meeting to take care of the yard.
I will, Dad.
Son, your job is green and clean. Let me show you what green looks like, son. Let's go over to our neighbor's house. That's the color we're after, son. Clean means, let's clean up half of it. Now notice that compared to that. That's green and clean, son. Your job is green and clean. Now, son, how you do that is up to you. I'd tell you how I do it if you want.
How'd you do it, Dad?
I'd turn on the sprinklers. But you may want to use buckets or hose or spit all day long. All we care about is what, son?
Green and clean.
What's green look like? Good. What's clean? Good. It's your job, son. Guess who your boss is, son?
Who?
You boss yourself. Guess who your helper is?
Who?
I am. You boss me.
I do?
If I ever have any time you need help, you just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And guess who judges you, son? That's right, you judge yourself. How do you think you judge yourself, son?
Green and clean.
What's green now? What's clean now? Good. Is that a deal, son? You think about it for a day or two. Saturday. How do you feel, son?
I'll do it.
Do what?
Green and clean.
How?
It's up to me.
Who's your boss?
I boss myself.
Who judges you?
I judge myself.
How do you judge yourself?
Green and clean.
What's green? Good. Clean? Good. Who's your helper?
You are if you have time.
What if I don't have time?
I gotta do green and clean.
Is that a deal, son?
Deal.
Deal was made. You did nothing. Nothing all that Saturday, all that Sunday, Monday. It's Tuesday morning, going to work. Hot, summer day, burning up, yellowing, neighbor's yard, green and clean, manicured, garbage strewn right down the side lawn from a Saturday night barbecue, falling out the bottom of the sack, 3 feet from my car. I could rationalize a little away Saturday and Sunday, but Monday, this is inexcusable. I was ready to move to win-lose. Now, son, you get out there, you get over here, or I'm telling, but the moment you do, you kill effectiveness. You go for efficiency. Yeah, he'll clean that up. And what happens tomorrow when you're not there? Bite your tongue. Reaffirm your purpose. Raise boys, not grass. I'll see what it looks like tonight. Could hardly wait to get home. Driving, going around the corner, there where my yard was. Tuesday afternoon, more cluttered, more yellow than ever. My son across the street, playing ball. I was burning. We'd agree that we'd walk around the yard twice a week, and he'd show me how it's going. Hi, son. How you doing?
Just fine, Dad.
I was faking it totally. How's it going in the yard, son?
Just fine, Dad.
I bit my tongue. After dinner, why don't we walk around? You can show me how it's going. Before we got to the door, you could see his lip. By the time we got out to the front yard, just open bawling.
So hard.
I mean, what was hard? He hadn't done one single thing. I'll tell you what hard is moving up the level of initiative. You cannot hold people responsible for results if you supervise their methods. Anything you want me to do to help, son?
Would ya?
What was our agreement?
So you'd help me if you had time.
I've got time.
You do? I'll be right back.
Ran in the house, came out with 2 sacks. He handed me one, he took one. That's when he signed the win-win agreement. And he only asked for help a couple more times that entire summer. It was his job. It takes time to set up the agreement and to reaffirm it. The tendency is to backslide on it when you see mistakes. Keep believing in the people, holding them accountable in the way agreed.
Trust and inspired leaders help people see in themselves what others see in them. The younger Stephen felt trusted by his dad. He felt inspired. He didn't want to let him down. The younger Stephen began to see himself differently. He began to see what his dad saw in him. I'm capable. I can be responsible. I can rise to the occasion. I can do this. And he did. He rose to the occasion and took care of that yard. It was green and it was clean. Not only that summer, but for summers to come. That's the parenting, trust, and inspire story. And I know you all have one or two. So take a moment and think about your trust and inspire story. The work at A.B. Combs was the start of Leader in Me, a school-wide program that builds leadership and life skills in students. This process creates a high-trust school culture and lays the foundation for sustained academic achievement. There are over 8,000 Leader in Me schools in all 50 states and in over 70 countries. Dr. Covey trusted and inspired another leader, Muriel Summers. He was the catalyst for this unimaginable journey. And Leader in Me schools keep growing. Look, you're here now. So our mission is to unleash the greatness in students, educators, and school communities everywhere. The journey continues to unfold. The paradigms of Leader in Me are very closely aligned to the fundamental beliefs of trust and inspired leaders. As Lighthouse coordinators, you model, you live these Leader in Me core paradigms. Everyone could be a leader. Everyone has genius. Change starts with me. Empower students to lead their own learning. Partner to develop the whole person. These paradigms are the big difference makers in activating the Leader in Me mission and vision. Nothing changes until we change our paradigms. The first belief is maybe the most significant. I believe that people have greatness inside of them. When I believe this, I see the seed of potential in people everywhere. So my job as a leader, as a Lighthouse coordinator, is to unleash their potential, not to control them. The next belief, I believe that people are whole people. People have a body, a heart, a mind, and a spirit. They bring their whole selves to school, to work, and wherever they go. So your job as a Lighthouse coordinator, as a Lighthouse leader, is to inspire, not merely motivate. I believe there's enough for everybody. This is all about habit 4, that abundance mindset. Your job as a Lighthouse leader, as a Lighthouse coordinator, is to elevate caring above competing. Abundance is far better than scarcity. A scarcity mindset might be good for economic theory, but it doesn't work as a leadership belief. There's an abundance of every quality that is truly great. An abundance of trust, respect, empathy, innovation, of inspiration, and of commitment. I believe that leadership is stewardship. Seeing leadership as a stewardship will impact our behavior more powerfully than enduringly anything else. So your job as a Lighthouse leader, as a Lighthouse coordinator, is to put service above self-interest. When you put service above self-interest, self-interest will take care of itself. Leadership is stewardship. I believe that enduring influence is created from the inside out. As a Lighthouse coordinator, you model, you live the 7 habits. You believe, you model, you live these core paradigms. As a Lighthouse coordinator, as a Lighthouse leader, it is your job to go first. Someone needs to go first. Leaders go first. These are the fundamental beliefs of trust and inspire leaders. Lighthouse coordinators, you are trust and inspire leaders. After reflecting and learning about trust and inspire leadership, I want you to note, how will you be a trust and inspire leader? What would you continue doing? What will you start doing? And what will you stop doing to be a trust and inspire leader? right, welcome back, Lighthouse coordinators. First, we define leadership with these two quotes from Dr. Covey. Leadership is communicating people's worth and potential so clearly that they are inspired to see it in themselves. Leadership is a choice, not a position. Keeping those quotes in mind, do we have any reason to doubt that all students and all staff and all educational stakeholders can be leaders? The purpose of the Lighthouse team is to coordinate the implementation of the Leader in Me process at a balanced pace to achieve desired results. Take a moment to consider the quote in the red box. Why do we think that quote is important to consider when choosing Lighthouse team members? Now going back to purpose, what would we say is meant by the quote in the blue box? Remember, your why is your guide. You should always keep your why, your mission, at the forefront of the school community. Over the next few minutes, we will clarify the different roles within the Lighthouse team, your particular role as a Lighthouse coordinator. Without a doubt, the teams that are most effective are made up of innovative influencers from the staff that not only understand the power of synergy, but are also prepared to live through the 4 essential roles of leadership. As we engage today, we are going to introduce you to the 4 essential roles of leadership. Please take a moment to review the slide. The essential roles of the Lighthouse coordinator position will be presented through these 4 roles: modeling, pathfinding, aligning, and empowering. The first 2 roles are modeling and pathfinding. Please take a moment to review the slide. And now, let's look at aligning and empowering. Take a moment to look at this slide. Considering these last 2 slides, what stands out? This slide shows the action teams. Remember, the principal's role is to remove barriers. Lighthouse coordinators, you will guide your Lighthouse teams. There will be action teams leaders from the Lighthouse team. The purpose of action teams is to identify and coordinate systems that utilize as many people as possible in accomplishing the work that needs to be done. Ideally, 100% of staff is engaged. Let's take a moment and consider the quotes at the bottom of the slide, starting with the red box. What does no involvement and no commitment means to you? People are most committed to initiatives that honor their voice. Going back to purpose, what would we say is meant by the saying in the blue box? If everyone does a little, no one person or group feels overburdened. Often, 5 to 10% of people do 90 to 95% of the work in an organization. With Leader in Me, everyone is involved. Essentially, the Lighthouse team will use their resources to identify outcomes for the school's annual implementation plan. From there, each action team will develop systems that engage as many people as possible to achieve the outcomes within their focus area. Here's an example of a system that the Lighthouse coordinators will create. Along with your master calendar, you'll add Lighthouse team meetings, action team work sessions. Here are the paradigms from the 4 essential roles of leadership, which is a separate 2-day workshop. But when we think about great leaders, we want to be on the maximizing side of these paradigms. So as Lighthouse coordinators, we get things done through personal influence and credibility. We create a clear and compelling purpose where people volunteer their best efforts. We create systems so that it's not just focused on us, but we're guaranteed success. And as a Lighthouse coordinator, it is your role to release the talent and passion of your team towards your highest goals and priorities. Modeling is in the middle. Modeling is in the middle because it truly starts with us. It is the most important. Model and live the 7 habits and highly effective paradigms of Leader in Me, of the 4 essential roles of great leaders, and trust and inspire leaders. Be the change that you want to see. As a truly effective leader, you can choose to consistently inspire trust, create a compelling vision and strategy through pathfinding, align systems to execute strategy, and empower others to reach their potential through regular coaching and feedback. Modeling impacts all the other roles. As we align our behaviors to these 4 essential roles, we are measurably more effective and able to consistently achieve our most important results. As we model, we work hard to create a shared vision with the people around us. Effective pathfinding actually creates order without demanding it because it inspires people to volunteer their best efforts through intrinsic motivation. This model connects us to how we can get the results we want. Read the Not This paradigm. Now read the But This paradigm. What are the difference? How does pathfinding create vision, influence alignment? When we think about aligning and executing strategy, I want you to take a moment and read through this slide. As a Lighthouse coordinator, you're going to coordinate the development and alignment of systems created by your action team. You're going to serve as a liaison between your Lighthouse team, your school, action teams, and your Leader in Me coach. You're going to keep a cadence of meetings with the principal to ensure alignment between action teams and Lighthouse teams and student leadership. You're going to regularly check and coach on action teams using the Lighthouse rubric. You're going to make sure that we're connecting and facilitating connections between Leader in Me and other building-wide initiatives to make sure that Leader in Me is the thing that we're using to get the results versus Leader in Me being one more thing. Take a minute to study this slide. What stands out to you? Here's another example of the organizational structure of Lighthouse teams and action teams. Remember that the people in yellow are Lighthouse team members. They will be the liaison for action teams. They aren't necessarily the leaders of action teams because we want to empower everyone to be a leader. But they are the voice from the action team back to the Lighthouse team. To keep your action teams organized, make sure you have a Gantt chart or a school-wide plan. This is going to ensure that your school is moving at a balanced pace. As a Lighthouse coordinator, your role is not to do everything, but is to create systems so everyone knows how they are contributing with the overall organizational structure. This is an example of a school-wide annual plan, also known as a Gantt chart. This is a system that Lighthouse coordinators can create to keep Leader in Me implementation at a balanced pace. As we move into process and collaboration, it's important that as Lighthouse coordinators, you are participating in your 3 implementation calls with your Leader in Me coach, as well as these informal and formal conversations and training between your Leader in Me coach, the Lighthouse team, the school, and your principal. The Lighthouse rubric is a great tool to gauge the progress of your action teams. Lighthouse coordinators, make sure you are regularly checking in on action team progress using the Lighthouse rubric. Leadership happens one conversation at a time. What does this quote mean to you? Take small steps. It's an ongoing process. Leadership is a journey. And as Lighthouse coordinators, you're going to empower others, as many people as possible. The clearer your end in mind is as a Lighthouse coordinator, the clearer the picture or the plan you could paint for everyone else, one conversation at a time. All organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they get. What does this quote mean to you? Remember, success is in the systems. As Lighthouse coordinators, create the systems that are going to get you to that success. Remember the 5 keys of a great system. Systems equals success. Success equals sustainability. Lighthouse coordinators, welcome back. As we think about systems and how enduring success is in the systems, I want you to think, how can you use the foundational models of Leader in Me to create these great systems? So first, let's think about these foundational models. In Launch Leader in Me and in the 7 Habits training, you learn about the see, do, get cycle. Your paradigms are most important. Your paradigms, your mental maps, the way you see the world, your belief systems determines what you do, your behaviors, which ultimately determines the results that you get. If we don't like the results we get, we have to do differently. But in order for us to truly do differently, we have to change how we see things. If you look at this Leader in Me framework, which is right in the middle, the Leader in Me framework is divided into the see, do, get. Again, paradigms are at the top because they're most important. As Lighthouse coordinators, we're constantly taking our journey, our behaviors through the see, do, get cycle. We're also leveraging the framework. And on the far right, you'll see the schoolhouse model. This is a great way to represent the Leader in Me process. The bottom is our foundation, those 5 paradigms. Then we build on that and we teach students and adults and families leaderships and life skills through the 7 habits. We then teach them data-driven achievement, which is what we call the 4 disciplines of execution. The door, it starts with adults leading, adults learning and modeling. Our windows, you'll see, are those highly effective practices, creating a leadership environment, teaching students to lead, achieving goals, shared leadership, empowering learners, and ultimately, our bell ringer, our rooftop, our goal, our mission is to develop life-ready leaders. On the far left, we have the 7 habits. In the middle, you'll see our schoolhouse again. And on the right, we have our 4 disciplines of execution. Year 1, adults learn and live the 7 habits. And year 2 is where we focus on that goal achievement piece. So we'll go into the 4 disciplines of execution in our Core 2 workshop. Remember, our journey is customizable. So if we want to pull in these content matters at any time, we absolutely can. You'll just work with your Leader in Me coach to do so. Be reminded of this organizational structure of a Leader in Me school. Coordinators, you will guide your Lighthouse team. There will be leaders from the Lighthouse team. They will act as liaisons from the action team back to the Lighthouse team. The principal's role is to remove barriers. We want to empower as many people as possible. Lighthouse coordinators, you're going to create systems and help action teams create systems to help provide leadership roles to as many people as possible, to leverage the individual goals of adults and students, and for the physical environment to communicate worth and potential to all. And remember, as Lighthouse coordinators, it's not about us doing it all. It's about us getting the best efforts from all of those around us, truly leveraging that trust and inspire leadership. I want you to read this quote from Stephen M. Covey. If a clear and compelling purpose exists, people will volunteer their best efforts. Communicate your why. Communicate your purpose as you take on this leadership journey. Lighthouse coordinators. This is a leadership role that you could give to someone on your leadership team, or you can take this on your own. how are we ensuring that adults are learning and modeling? So this role includes helping staff access Leader Me Online. We have asynchronous workshops for anyone that misses an in-person or virtual session. When we think about this role, how do you ensure that all people are involved so someone can track attendance and support with that? And then how do you make learning a part of everything that we do? So this role will consist of regular staff boosters, 7 minutes for 7 habits. There's so many resources online on Leader Me Online that you could use. So Lighthouse coordinators, you can also serve as your learning and modeling coordinator, or you can power somebody else on your Lighthouse team to be your adult learning and modeling coordinator to ensure that we're constantly living and learning the 7 habits. We have our measurable results assessment that we'll take every year. If you're a beginning school, you'll start in the fall or whenever you begin your Leader Me journey, and then you will take it thereafter every spring. But your MRA is based on leadership, culture, and academics, just like that framework. And these are the results we're hoping to see. Your Leader Me measurable results assessment will be located on your Leader Me online journey. The results will be there. As a Lighthouse coordinator, you're going to lead out in these conversations around your MRA data. You're going to share your MRA data. As a Lighthouse team, you're going to come together to review your MRA and decide on goals. You're also going to work on your implementation progress using the Lighthouse rubric to using the Lighthouse rubric to track your journey. So I want us to pause and thinking about that measurable results assessment. Has your staff, students, and families taken the MRA? If not, how do we get that scheduled? Send out those survey links. If you need support, reach out to your Leader Me coach. If we have that data already, have we shared it to stakeholders? Have we reviewed this in a staff meeting or our Lighthouse team meeting? And then during those conversations, what patterns do you notice with the MRA data and any other school-wide data that we have? What are those connections? I also want you to take a look at the Lighthouse rubric. When we think about the Lighthouse rubric, you'll see that the Lighthouse rubric goes from no evidence to sustaining. We want to see where we are. Where do you see that lighthouse icon? And what patterns do you notice at the sustaining level? Where are we? Where are we going? And what do we need to do to get there? This Lighthouse rubric is your guide. Make sure you are constantly checking your progress and developing your goals based on the Lighthouse rubric. I want you to pause. And where are you in your journey? Core 1 is year 1. Core 2, you're in year 2. And Core 3, you're in year 3. If you are a new Lighthouse coordinator, I want you to start at Core 1. This is year 1 of what we're thinking about. Answer these questions that comes directly from the rubric. How will we synergize to effectively implement Leader in Me as a whole school improvement process? How will we support our Lighthouse team, action teams in creating, launching, and reflecting on a strategic plan? Lighthouse coordinators, I want you to answer these two questions and create systems that bring this forward. After reviewing the MRA and looking at the Lighthouse rubric, as a result of this reflection, I want you to jot down your wonders and your questions. Let your wonders and your questions guide your next steps. When we think about content, this is Leader in Me at a 3-year journey. Year 1, you have launched Leader in Me. You have Core 1 Lighthouse team. You have the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a whole staff workshop. And you have Core 1 Inspired Leadership, which is a whole staff workshop. And that Core 1 workshop is where you will begin designing your leadership school. What do you want your school to look like, to sound like, to feel like? What does Leader in Me look like for you and in your classroom on a personal level, on a school-wide level? In year 2 and year 3, you'll have a Lighthouse team training and a full staff training. As we continue this journey, I encourage you to purchase coaching days where your coach will develop custom workshops and trainings and work with grade levels and whole teams with where you are to get to where you ultimately want to be. Lighthouse coordinators, one of your goals, one of your roles is to schedule, work with your principal to schedule your coaching days and your workshops. Get these dates and make sure you are coordinating them with your Leader in Me coach. These are your Core 1 learning experiences. Considering the end in mind and the audience for these learning experiences, when can we get them scheduled? Work with your principal to schedule the dates of your learning experiences. All right, pulling it all together. Lighthouse coordinators, you are influencers. You will influence how people perceive, how people will bring Leader in Me forward into their personal lives and into their classrooms. I want you to start by modeling, lead the way, be a trust and inspire leader. Make sure that you're scheduling your measurable results assessment, really grounding yourself in the data as you think about what goals you want to focus on year to year. Leverage the Leader in Me online. There's so many different resources. You're going to find the Lighthouse rubric, which we're on 5.0 right now, and any of your workshops and learnings and action plans on your Leader in Me journey. And remember, your Leader in Me framework, keep that at the forefront. Make sure that we are living and modeling and adopting these paradigms. How can we connect and align and maximize these highly effective practices to get the results that we're ultimately after, which we're again measuring with the MRA? Use these tools. Use your Lighthouse rubric. Use your framework. Leverage your personal leadership, your Leader in Me journey to truly ground yourself to get the results that you're after as a Lighthouse coordinator. And I want to end with this quote. If you want to make minor changes, focus on your attitudes and behaviors. But if you want to make significant quantum change, work on your paradigms. So, Lighthouse coordinators, work on your paradigms. How do you see yourself as a leader? How do you see leadership? You are a trust and inspire leader, and your goal is to empower everyone around you and to unleash the inherent greatness in all of those that you come across. Lighthouse leaders, I wish you the best. Have an amazing school year, and I will see you soon.